Good afternoon, Ismail. Thank you so much for joining. And everyone, welcome to the Locad Industry Interview Series, where we sit down with the operators and leaders shaping e-commerce and supply chain across the Middle East. I'm Dario LaTorre, the Regional Director at Locad GCC, and today I'm joined by someone who has built one of the region's most distinctive fragrance businesses, Ismail Palakkattu, founder and CEO of Samawa Perfumes. Ismail, it's a great pleasure to have you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Dario, having a chance to interact with you now. And definitely it is my privilege to speak to Mr. Dario now and during this challenging time because you are into the supply chain management and, these kind of things are playing a major role at this time, so it is actually a great opportunity to speak with you right now. So let us discuss and move forward.
Yeah, indeed, the challenging times. But let's start a bit about the story of Samawa, right? So you started this business almost 20 years ago, right? In 2008 in Dubai, you chose Dubai as your home base. So you have seen quite a lot of up and downs across the region. You've gone from a distribution business to a manufacturing of your own brands, running your e-commerce, and now operating across multiple regions and multiple markets in the GCC. And so can you give a bit an overview of what is Samawa today?
So I will give a brief. Like you said, in 2008, Samawa started as a distribution company. We are taking care of many local and international brands, distributing to around 2,400 retail points. So that was quite huge. And, we built many brands, perfume and non-perfumery brands. Then, during my tenure, I can tell you, I have faced two crises. One is 2008, the market crash. That was actually a major, when I started my business, just after a few months, the recession started. Okay, that was a big challenge. Then in COVID came in between, in 2020, 2021, these years, the COVID issue. When I started as a distribution company, then I thought of changing my business model I think the year 2018. 2019. That was the time I thinking of revamping my present business model, and I changed to a manufacturing, retail, and e-commerce. So before I was just taking the brand and distributing across the region. So that was actually a turning point for me because the manufacturing is something different than what I was doing before, and the e-commerce I was not focused, and when I started the e-commerce, there was only one e-commerce portal, popular portal here, that was like a soup.com, and Amazon was not here. So that was the time, I started the e-commerce. So then when I started the e-commerce, then I realized that trust is most important factor to build the brand. So then I opened a retail outlet to complement my e-commerce business. So presently, if you look at my business, see, we have three business models, like, the verticals, I can say, the retail, e-commerce, and manufacturing. When it comes to manufacturing, we do manufacturing for our own brand. We have a Samawa and Amazing Creation, that is our brand. And we do a private labeling for other companies, retailers, and other individuals who are looking for their own brand. We create the brand, we assist them, we help them to market the product as well. So this kind of private labeling project, going on. And the retail and e-commerce is working together, complementing each other to build the brand across the region.
Exciting. And what is the role of e-commerce in overall your, how would you, beside the importance in sales, right? What is the strategic importance that you give to e-commerce?
See, e-commerce is actually, very important factor to bring the business for other channels. So it's not just sales I'm talking about. That is actually we are getting most of the leads from across the globe through e-commerce only. So we are getting a manufacturing leads from example from Europe. That's because of our e-commerce. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and there
So,
are yeah there are many leads from Europe and US. It's just because of the e-commerce. So e-commerce is not just a sales channel. It is actually getting a business for other departments as well.
correct. I mean, we are used to e-commerce to see it as a very data-driven. So we sometimes get stuck into these like pure metrics of sales. But it's true. The message is very interesting, right? It's when you are such integrated in the supply chain. Actually, e-commerce is not only the sales of your like retail products, but actually can be much more, right? So it's exciting. And I want to double down on something which personally I think is very interesting and can give a very exciting message to the audience, right? You mentioned I started my business and we entered in one of the biggest crises of the last 20 years, right? Which is the crisis 2008, 2009, right? So what was, I mean, if you can recall one anecdote or something like what made you say, I need to keep going and don't give up and say, okay, look, there's gonna be better times, right? Because a lot of people around now today may have started the business this year or just last year, right? And this is something that always happens. You always have to start, and some people get caught at the beginning, right? So, what is your advice? What is something that you recall that made you keep going and not give up?
See, I have started my business in my area of expertise. Wherever I got an experience. Actually, see, I am from the perfume industry. I work for a lot of international brands. Actually, so I'm from the industry, perfume industry. So that helped me to build my business in the same region, same industry, because I worked for this region for many years and I worked for the perfume companies and brands across the region. That is the confidence, I have, because the person, I can tell you, the person who is starting any business, he should not go or she should not go and invest in an industry where they are not aware of what is happening in and out. So I need to know the business structure of that particular industry and need very good experience to find the strength and weakness of the particular industry. That is the only way you can build the business. If that person is not aware of the particular industry, it's better not step into that business, because we can build the business, we can bring the employees, but the person who is starting the business should be more aware of that industry. So that will make him confident that maybe today you are facing a challenge, but definitely because of his experience, connectivity, because business is all about getting connected with others. If you are not connected with others, definitely, suppose you are selling a gold also, people will refuse to buy. They said, okay, it's a gold. No, we don't need a gold. So you are going with the product. You are going with the product where you are really connected one way or another, with other people. So you are experienced in the industry, your knowledge about the product that you are selling, that will make you more confident to sell your product. No matter whatever crises are coming, that definitely will come today, it will vanish tomorrow. So you will be definitely sustained in the industry if you are knowledgeable person in that particular industry.
Yeah, very interesting. And I mean, crises are always a time to rethink strategies, rethink like the models and everything. So for sure, the people that understand well the industry will have, also opportunity to innovate and increase bring new things into the industry. Very interesting approach. I mean, I think what you mentioned also, the relationships and the knowing the ecosystem is quite important, right? As you mentioned,
exactly.
If you're totally outsider of the environment and not knowing anyone, the structure of the margins, the structure of the business, of course, you have another challenge to overcome. Very interesting. Then let me connect on this. Then why did you choose Dubai? You were here before, long before starting your own business, or how did you end up deciding that you want to set your home base for your business in Dubai?
See, actually, I was working for a company, uh, perfume industry especially. So I was handling the region. So I have knowledge about the UAE and about the GCC countries, and easy for me to set up a company in Dubai because Dubai is the most viable location for any industry to start a business without having any hassles, because if you go to other GCC country, you will have more issues related to the sponsorship, related to the operational issues, getting a visas for the employees and all. But Dubai is giving the best of the best facility, and that will make me feel more confident to start a business in Dubai.
Very, very, very good. Yes. And I think that the business environment has evolved. I remember in other occasions, face to face, we also have discussed this, how the environment has evolved, and Dubai is trying, Dubai and the UAE in general, trying to do the best to, make the business environment more and more friendly to local businesses and also international businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah, great. Now, I mean, the business is growing, right? So you are starting to go abroad, think about new boundaries, and expand beyond the GCC, beyond the Middle East, and North Africa, right? So, what does it mean actually managing this global business, and what are for you the biggest challenges when you're looking at international expansion?
Yeah, see, when you are in a comfort zone, so you will not explore more opportunities. When you step out from the comfort zone, because during this challenging time, especially like recession in 2008, 2009, or in COVID time, you will find more and more opportunity. You definitely step out of the comfort zone and look for more opportunity where you are not getting that benefit at the moment. So, like, this is the time, 25 to 25, 26, I was thinking of expanding the business, and now the situation in the region, because of the issues, it is better to focus multiple countries to be the business to be sustainable, because one regional issues will definitely create your cash flow. Okay, so expanding the business other region, example to US and European, these countries definitely help you to survive if any issues comes, because if any issue comes, the regional issues related to the present one, you will not face any big challenges. You will definitely can manage and definitely can survive for a long time. So I was thinking of expanding my business, especially when we started the e-commerce. Then during the COVID, it started from zero to millions in a month. So I have seen the growth. It's not a growth; it's an exponential growth. But no one expect that kind of growth. I see the growth, and I identify that that particular channel is very potential. I need to focus more and more, and we have one brand, and that brand need to showcase, addition to the international and other local brands. So that will help my brand to grow to the rest of the region. So finding a real partner to expand my business regionally or internationally, one company cannot do. We need a partnership. We need a partnership. Suppose, see, at present we are selling our perfumes in US market, selling it through US Amazon and selling it through our distributor based in US. But that's not enough because the country is more potential and there are a lot of opportunities because I went and surveyed and came back and I see the growth happening in that particular country. So definitely there is no limit. So it's up to us to decide how you're going to explore the market, how you're going to tie up with a partner for expanding the business to that region. So I was actually looking for a partner. Then then I found, I think during the exhibition time, I think I found Locad. He was exhibiting there, and I interact with your colleagues, and I got to know that, okay, you are providing the logistics and supply chain supports, example storage and all these facilities. That will definitely help or expand my business to other region without incurring a major investment. So because we have inventory here in Dubai. It's a matter of transferring the inventory to other country. So there are people who definitely can take care of that inventory, can dispatch to our customers in the particular region. So definitely, why not? This is the right time. So there's no limit, and this is the right time to expand the business and get the benefit out of it. So you will not face any kind
Yeah.
of issues in that case.
Interesting enough, I mean, connecting also to the point before, Locad is actually has been founded during COVID in the summer of 2020, exactly to support brands that wanted to keep inventory very close to their customers. Exactly the point that you're making, right? To support brands to reach the key markets like US, like the Middle East, like Southeast Asia,
Yeah,
that have been growing exponentially in the past years,
yeah,
and help the brands with the minimum investment, right, to arrive close to the customer. Yeah, that's the first part of it, right? And then of course you mentioned, like, the current situation, right? So you mentioned like diversification, right? So the other important aspect is diversifying more markets. Of course, it adds complexity,
yeah,
but on the other side is also de-risking your business, right? So if you're
yeah,
only depending on one market, of course, all your eggs are in one basket, and at tough times, the impact may be, maybe enlarged rather than when you have spread across markets. So also
yeah,
that could be a good point.
yeah,
The Let's move on discussing a bit what everyone is discussing today, right? So
yeah,
today's reality, right? And it's still a very developing and fluid situation, right? It's Everyone has different opinions, and different businesses have been affected differently, right? So um, clearly the industries like food and beverage and tourism has been taking the highest degrowth. But like,
yeah.
what is for you, right? I mean, talking like really practically, right? So what are the practical challenges that you have been facing as a CEO of a business, right, with different like segments, right? I assume that you manufacture products in the UAE, as you mentioned, right? But where are the raw materials coming from? Is it everything coming from UAE, or you import some raw materials? Has been this manufacturing schedule been affected? How are you reacting to that? What is your actual like biggest challenge that is being triggered by this current situation?
Yeah. Especially the raw materials for perfume manufacturing, you know, except the fragrance compound, the raw material. The fragrance compound definitely is coming from Europe, and normally this is coming by air. So I think that is not getting affected because the Dubai airport is operating, and we are getting the fragrance on time. There's no much issues with the getting the fragrance compound from Europe at all. But other thing, there are other materials like glass bottles, palm, collar, boxes, these kind of things, normally comes from China. And this is definitely affected. And some of the shipment, I think, shipped almost 2 months back till now it didn't reach here, and there is a delay, and vessels are floating somewhere, reach here, and I think they send it back. It is somewhere in the coastal area of Pakistan at the moment when I was tracking it. So this issue will definitely create, a shortage of raw materials when it comes to manufacturing here. That is a challenge. The cost of raw material when it reach here in Dubai is going to be, I think, 25 to 30% more than the previous shipment. That is one thing. Second thing, once we produce the perfumes here, perfumes are dangerous goods, and when we wanted to ship to US or any other countries now, most of the shipping companies, especially by if you are shipping it by sea and all, they are not accepting any dangerous goods at the moment because of the issues in the regional issues at the moment. So that will delay your shipment. So that is another challenge people are facing in Dubai. So these two challenges, especially the cost of shipping, has increased, and getting the raw material from the China and other part of the world, sometimes that is getting delayed.
Yeah.
And shipping the finished goods. As a manufacturer, we make finished goods, and shipping to the rest of the region is definitely is getting
Yeah.
affected. Yeah, these
And
challenges we need to address it properly to tackle this issue by finding a best solution for the industry.
yeah, I mean, there are a lot of, challenges due to this. Indeed, right? I mean, it's a fact, and we
Yeah,
cannot negate it.
yeah,
The supply chain is getting disrupted, and costs are attached to it, like the
yeah,
direct cost
yeah,
of the
yeah,
combustibles, right? The different like fuels that are used either
yeah,
for sea or air have a
yeah,
problem. The capacity of the ports, of course, like on the eastern coast of the UAE, is
yeah,
not the same capacity of the ports inside the Gulf, right? So, of course, all these challenges are very new and are
yeah,
very structural challenges, unfortunately, right? So you don't, you know, build a port overnight, right? It's
yeah,
very hard to react to these challenges because to build a port takes years, even if you're very fast, right? So,
exactly.
so yeah, so definitely, like these are challenges that are real. We can provide as well some solutions that are, a mix of land plus road, like land plus ocean. But as you said, like indeed, someone that is telling you everything is business as usual, it's is definitely not true. Unfortunately, we are
Yeah,
trying to every day to find the best solution for our customers, but indeed, costs are increased and the solutions are very dynamic as well.
yeah,
So
mm,
we'll have to cope with it, and
mm,
of course, happy to anyone that listens to reach out if wants to consult about this.
yeah,
So what is on the other side an opportunity that you could see, right? I mean, as you said, you have a massive experience in the industry. You
yeah,
understand e-commerce. You understand offline retail.
yeah.
Uh, what do you think it's actually an opportunity that could come up during this crisis, or maybe 6 months down the line?
See, being a manufacturer, see how quick you are going to respond. This depend on how quick your strategy is going to implement it in every region. Suppose you are a manufacturer, it's like we are a manufacturer, and we want to distribute our product to the rest of the world. So in that case, we are just focusing the UAE as a one market, and we are not focusing the rest of the region. Because of this crisis, what we need to do at the moment, we need to find a right partner to expand the business ASAP. That is actually an opportunity because, finding a right partner, that is the most important thing, because without investing a lot of money, because if you go to any region, you want to set up a company, you want to set up warehouse and storage, these kind of facilities, and the facilities to dispatch the stock, to fulfill the stock to our customers. Now all these things require more time. So the opportunity is, immediate opportunity, what I see is, going through a right partner with a proper strategy, execute it immediately, the region, the country that you are targeting, because in 6 month time there will be a shortage of goods, and that we need to meet it immediately, because the people who are looking for, especially we are into perfume industry, the shortage of supply is going to happen. This is a fact, and we need to take one step ahead and meet the requirement, make our inventory available regionally. That will help us to grow uh, as much we can. So that is an opportunity. How we going to handle your inventory? That is
Okay.
that what matters.
Very interesting points. I mean, the point on partners, I mean, I think we could discuss it for very long because I'm very passionate about ecosystems and the philosophy of, you know, giving the right, each part of a business or a value chain to the expert of that segment, right? As you said, you are a manufacturer, you're expert in manufacturing. and you have expertise in that field. And there may be other different fields that are there are fields of expertise of other partners. So I think that's a very important part, and acknowledging that others are better at these different segments of this. It's a very forward looking and very good strategy if you want to move fast. And
Yeah.
in this world, actually, agility and resilience,
Yeah.
it's actually very important. So partnerships and working with the right partner could be a very good answer to
Yeah.
agility and speed to achieve results. Definitely. But so talking about exactly agility and resilience, right? So if you have like an advice for a mid-size e-commerce brand that is now in the GCC, right, and is there not sourcing the products in the UAE, because actually the, I mean, it's a fact that a lot of products sold in the UAE are actually imported, right?
Yeah.
So what would be like a couple of advices or suggestions to in a perspective of supply chain that you would give to these companies? Is the answer to plan more stock? Is it change the business model? What would you advise in these
See,
regards?
this is depend on the which territory, which country, that company is going to target. So it's based on that actually, which country. Because if the issues like the regional crisis, regional issues, it may take long time, to solve. Depending on the time frame that just 1 minute. Uh, this is subjected to the duration of the crisis actually. So if the crisis is solving it ASAP, then definitely we do not go panic and then take inventory as much we can. We don't need, because we need to plan, we need to forecast as per our yearly requirement. So every quarter we need to buy a certain number of pieces. Suppose you are buying a raw material, so these kind of things we need to plan as per our forecast, yearly forecast we need to buy. So when we get into manufacturing and all, in this case, what we need to do, because all the manufacturers now, after this issue is over, they have tight schedule to manufacture the products. So this will definitely delay in getting the product to the right customers in different countries. So here from Dubai, especially in perfume industry, a lot of perfumes are exporting to the rest of the world. So the raw materials reaching here, maybe it may take another 2 more months to reach from China to Dubai. That will delay the process of manufacturing here. So as a supplier, I just want to convey this message to them. They need to have a proper forecast in place to get the raw material on time with the respective vendors from China or Europe. So that will definitely, regulate the issue of out of stock in, in this region and across the globe. So they
Yeah.
need a proper forecast, and this forecast has to be executed as per the requirement of each country. Because normally people, make a forecast and they supply to one in Europe, they will not supply to US or any other countries. In that case, it's not going to work. We need to keep a balance to circulate or rotate or distribute our products across the globe. So that will help our product reach every continent, every country, and that will help us to grow and build our brand in respective country. So they need a proper planning, especially the inventory planning, and how the inventory can be used most effective way to manufacture and deliver to the right people. This
Yeah.
is need to be defined properly. This mechanism has to be properly defined. That will help us to get into the industry without affecting any kind of crisis.
Yeah, the inevitable effect though is your cash flow is going to be affected, right? Because if
Yeah,
you're going to stock, if you're going to stock up more on raw materials and everything,
yeah,
indirectly you're going to have more inventory potentially,
yeah.
and your cash flow may have
Exactly. Yeah.
some impact, right?
Yeah,
So
that's why we should not procure a very high inventory or raw materials and keep it in our warehouse. That will definitely affect cash flow, in an adverse way. So it is better to
it's a
avoid it.
balance,
Yeah, yeah,
probably a balance. Yes,
yeah, yeah,
indeed.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
and you mentioned about forecasting, etc., right? So, for your business, right, that as a very technology and modern part of it, right, like e-commerce part, right, but
Yeah.
also has some traditional parts like retail and manufacturing, right? What is the importance of data, like the visibility, the technology that you are using for forecasting, for inventory intelligence, etc.? What are the tools that you use, and what is like for you like the best mix between intuition and the good intuition and the actual data driven decisions?
See, we have, basically we classify our data into two actually. One is actually the customer data I'm talking about. Okay. Second is the product. Okay. These are the two key data factors which definitely decide our cash flow. Okay. And take a decision as per the market trend. These two things, the customer informations, we are getting it through the retail and e-commerce platform, and we will come to know their buying pattern, what is moving, what is not moving. So these can be analyzed. Suppose we are normally taking the product movement last 6 months, last 1 year, we analyze, because we in our e-commerce site, I think we have a 12,000 SKUs. These 12,000 SKUs, we need to see it, what is contributing the 80% of business. Because we if you look at the 12,000 SKUs, maybe the 20% of SKUs may be contributing 80% of our business. So we need to focus more on the 20% of SKUs. Okay. So the rest of the SKUs are complementing the business, because the availability plays a major role when it comes to e-commerce business. So we have to have it, but we have to keep a low inventory. So these kind of analysis can be done through the data. Okay. So we have all the information and we do the analysis. We take the buying concept based on the moment. We don't go and buy goods based on our assumption. This is the pure, this is based on the fact and figures from the system. Okay, this is moving, we keep a high inventory. So that will definitely minimize our risk of holding slow moving products in our warehouse. And second thing, the customer information that they are coming and buying. We come to know the customer behavior. What is what is the trend in the market, what they are asking for, and what kind of product we need to bring in future. Suppose that will help us to decide to make right product for our customer. So these are complementing each other. So that will help us to drive our business to the next level. So this is how we are managing it, because we follow the system. We 100% we trust our system, and we take the decision based on the data that system is throwing to us.
Absolutely. I mean, with also all the technology and the tools that we have today, definitely, it's very naive to think that we can take just gut decisions at this scale, right? We
Yes.
need to
Yeah.
rely on data, trust the data, and of course, sometimes the intuition is what is also important. But that's mostly for the innovation, for the actual consumption patterns, especially if you have large data sets. We need to rely and trust the data, because otherwise we could get a bit in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Okay, so few more points on another important aspect, is focusing on the e-commerce, but not only, right?
Yeah.
On the consumer expectations, right? So what have you seen different consumer expectations? I'm talking about mostly B2C now, right? So,
Yeah.
Your website and anything like. Have you seen any specific pattern that has developed in the last few weeks something that you haven't seen before, and on the same time, how is it like maintaining the service level that the same day delivery, next day delivery, free returns, all these things that customers want? How is possible to do so in such disrupted times?
Yeah. See, if you look at the customers' behavior, if you look at the pattern they're buying and the business, evolving into a different level actually after the COVID, just after the COVID, the business model, if you look at the category of perfumes, there are niche perfumes, premium perfumes, and lifestyle product, lifestyle perfumes and all. These kind of perfumes are there. But just after the COVID, the perfumes from the niche category, selling more. I think 30 to 35% growth in niche category now. That is amazing back because the niche category means, normally the pricing starting from $300 per unit. That segment is growing, drastically. So that is one part. Second part, when it comes to the average, that like lifestyle perfumes, local perfumes are selling more than the designer brand. The locally manufactured perfumes, they're selling more. That is the trend, not just limited to UAE, but I can see it rest of the world, the same trend. No matter, irrespective of any particular country, in Europe or US, the local perfumes, like manufactured in Dubai, the pricing, we classify the lifestyle perfumes actually for the day-to-day use. That kind of perfumes are selling everywhere. So these, we need to see the customer's requirement. So if you look at these buying pattern, the customers here, especially in Dubai or based in UAE, those who are buying the niche perfumes, they need same-day delivery. That is normally the request comes from the customers who placing an order for niche perfumes. They need it because they don't care about the additional charge they're going to pay. They need a delivery. Suppose they are placing a perfume at 10 a.m. today morning, and they need it before 2 or before 4. Okay, so we have tie up with the company, couple of partners. They take care of the same day delivery. It's not the same day. Within 4 hours, they deliver it in Dubai. No need the same days. You just place the order. They definitely the customer convey this information to our customer service team, and we arrange the delivery to the customers within 4 hours within Dubai. So that is in demand at the moment. So, but when it comes to a lifestyle perfume that's normally classified like a $50 to $100 perfumes, okay, and these kind of perfumes we normally the customers demand, next day delivery. So we provide next day delivery. These are the two major classifications you can see it in the industry at the moment. So,
and in today's crisis, sorry to chime in, but in today's few weeks, have you already seen any pattern on change of the customers, or is it the same as it used to be?
See, during this crisis time, I can see, especially in e-commerce business, the pattern is almost same. Instead, I think there is an increase in sales orders. And if you go to a retail store, that it is definitely dropped, So this is the pattern. Now people are more focused towards the online, and they are like a COVID time, the people are placing order to all. The same kind of situation, but it's not to that extent. But I can see to 15% increase in online sale. But when it comes to a physical store, I can see more than 20-30% drop. So the pattern has changed.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much. I have a few more curiosities before we wrap up here.
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
So, looking back at everything this region has gone through, right?
Yeah.
like from um, the first crisis in 2008, COVID, and then the ship, like now the crisis, the conflict, and everything, right? So what is the as a leader, like you as a CEO of your business, what is the crisis that has changed you the most, or what is the biggest um, the biggest enlightenment that you had? At what point of this almost 20 years
Yeah,
something has happened?
that if I look at all these crises, I think COVID was the worst. Because there was no answer when it's going to finish actually. So, there was uncertainty almost 2 years. So that was a long-term crisis actually compared to the 2008, 2009. 2008, 2009, it was actually affected to, the real estate and these kind of channel basically. But for trading and manufacturing, that, okay, first 1 year there was some effect, but it was not up to 4 or 5 years. But during the COVID, the 2 years time was actually mostly all the business I think suffered a lot. So these kind of crises, what I have observed from my experience last 25 years in Dubai, whatever be the challenges, Dubai overcome very fast. So this is the USP of you, USP of Dubai. Compared to other countries, they take precaution and move forward. This is actually a very good message, for the entrepreneurs, the business owners and investors based in Dubai, because whatever things happen in and around, Dubai is actually, taking a corrective action and move forward very, very fast actually. No one can imagine that fastness compared to the other countries. So, but other countries may take decades to fix it. Dubai need only a few months to fix it. That is the
Yeah.
difference I have experienced with Dubai.
Very, very impressive. And I think is if someone is listening not from the area, probably is not very fully grasping what you're saying. But definitely, I mean, I don't have the experience as long as yours, but
Yeah,
definitely I can feel in my few years in Dubai. And almost a decade of coming in and out for
yeah,
business, I can really feel the agility and the speed at which things are decided and executed. Right, this is very impressive. I remember the same night that the conflict started.
yeah,
Some peoples were in the airport, and when the airport was struck, they evacuated
yeah,
the airport, and what the government decided is actually to issue immediately visas for the people to be able to enter under emergency. I
yeah,
mean, if I think something like that in other countries in the Western world, when you would need to ask, democracy, paired parliament, and
yeah,
so many different levels of decision, this would be impossible, right? So
yeah,
this speed of execution is pretty unique, and it creates a lot of confidence, I think, in this business environment. And it's really exciting. It's a good time to be still in Dubai, and considering everything, and very excited to see how we will bounce back very soon.
yeah,
And thank you so much, Ismail. I mean,
yeah.
has been generally really insightful conversation. I really enjoyed this chat, and thank you for being open and discussing also some of your personal journey. Looking forward to keep working together, support you in the expansion to whether it's USA, KSA, or any other country. We are here as Locad, and myself personally, always happy to chat among experts in the industry, and look forward to continue our collaboration.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Dario, for inviting me to for this session, especially during this challenging time, and sharing some insights about the industry and the supply chain that you are offering at the moment. So definitely, it was an amazing session, and thank you so much, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, definitely.